Do the honors.
Let's see.
What is that?
Deflated?
It's J time.
Welcome to the Hot Seat with Holly Heat and TaCho. And I am so excited to have you be my co-host. You've been on my show before. And obviously, with the reveal of the hot seat bag, I had to give you a hard time because aside from all the amazing things that you do in your career in sports, you are, would you say, a Tom Brady super fan?
I'll say a super fan, but not enough to leave the Patriots, when he left to go to the Bucs. So I would say definitely he's high on my fandom, but the Patriots still come before that.
I did see that you were a very dedicated Patriots fan as well, which is obviously unfortunate. And you took your son to Gillette.
No, it was just me, but he's seen Tom Brady a couple of
you
times.
Successfully brainwashed him as I did with my child, as we all
he knows
should.
He's the GOAT, the GOAT.
I mean, Deflategate, Spygate,
Wins are wins. You're not cheating, you ain't trying.
Hey, I'm an Astros fan, so I can attest to that. So, again, I'm delighted to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And why don't you just kind of give an introduction to start with your career in sports, because you're an esteemed athlete and coach. So,
okay. Well, first of all, thanks for having me back. I know we had so much fun last time, so I don't think today will be anything different. But I have been coaching, my goodness, for 19 years. I did 14 years at Purdue A&M, which is also my alma mater, where I won a SWAC championship there. I'm a 2-time Hall of Famer as well. And now I'm at Katy Pato High School as the varsity head coach, and we're doing amazing things there. They've never had D1 recruits there, and we have 3 that are scheduled to go. We beat teams that we haven't beat before. And so just trying to elevate the program as much as I can.
Well, it definitely sounds like you're doing just that. So with you being back to your fandom, we always get into it behind our teams. So you have some nicknames for my teams, and you think some type of way about my D-Wade fandom here.
Obsession.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, it would be completely valid to be obsessed with.
I respect this game, player. But you're a little wild with it.
But I have a little quiz for you.
Ooh, okay.
On Tom Brady.
We testing my fandom?
I'm mildly testing your fandom.
My memory is terrible, but I'm gonna try my best.
So here we go. It's easy. How many championships does Tom Brady have as an NFL quarterback? That's a pretty easy
7.
one. Is it? I guess so. That's what they say. Are we counting the asterisks?
We're counting Spygate. We're counting Deflategate. Listen, we ran the ball a lot.
Okay.
So deflated footballs, bearing on that.
Anything goes these days. As we'll go into on the next topic. But okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Which NFL team does Tom Brady have minority stake?
Raiders.
Terrible
decision, I think, but that's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna see how that's
how it's gonna unfold.
That's gonna unfold over there. All right, and the last one. What is Tom Brady's favorite way to greet male relatives?
What
is his favorite way to greet male relatives?
I actually have no idea.
Well, I do.
Oh gosh. What?
Can we see?
with the kiss. I should have known that, knowing you.
I couldn't resist.
It is a little weird,
when somebody's at the top of their game, you have to find little ways to dig at them and try to chip away at their legacy a bit.
I mean, you can try. 7 is a lot. Few in every decade, another with another team. We'll seal that with a kiss.
And we've been seeing some things. I know earlier in the week we did we talked about his flag football, him getting into this flag football.
It's so weird. Like, give it up, man. Just enjoy. He
wants to do everything but be with his kids. Yeah.
Like they go on vacations, but like that's it. I'm like, sir, get on your yacht. Leave football alone. You know, I guess being an analyst is not enough for him. It's not enough. And I've been seeing like all the videos and the promo, and I'm like, this is weird. Like, you're almost 50. Like, give it up, sir.
Well, I'm glad that you're kind of a down to earth Tom Brady fan. I can't always say the same because I will die on any hill of Dwayne Wade.
Super obsession.
It's fandom. It's standom, whatever you want to call it. But
anyhow, might be worse than fandom, but
anyhow, all right, our first topic, which has been, and I even mentioned this to you ahead of time about how I didn't really want to talk about this because it's been kind of beat to death, right? In the media and on social media and everything else. But I wanted to talk about stats in the NBA. And obviously, we're going to have to touch on
Bam.
The Bam Adebayo. But I mean, it's not just, you know, him. There's other things that are going on as well. I call this this segment, it's stat-tastic. Because obviously it was a big deal. And people lost their minds, including me. And I actually do have, even though I felt like people were playing semantics with me, I will make a small correction that when I said that Bam Adebayo broke a record, I was meaning he broke Kobe's all-time high record, not the record. People came at me with the Wilt thing. Anyways, I'm sorry. Jesus. So stats used to seem like a way to kind of like objectively talk about sports. But now, and maybe it hasn't been that way, but everybody has like their narrative around it. And we definitely saw that with Bam. So let me get your thoughts about what did you think? Because you were also a big Kobe fan.
Huge. I probably might stand for Kobe more than I do Brady, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Breaking news. So how did you feel about this, him surpassing, sorry, I don't want to get killed again, surpassing Kobe's
record?
Well, no, we're not allowed to say record, guys. I'm sorry. All-time high, game high.
Points, yeah.
For all the semantic obsessors.
Honestly, at first, I wasn't watching the game, so I just seen...
Why would we watch the Wizards?
Right. Like,
why are we watching that?
Nobody wants to see that.
Nobody wants to see that.
So when I woke up the next day and it was just everywhere, all I just saw was like 83. And I was like, oh man, somebody else like in the 80s, it's like insane. And then I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, that amount of free throws is insane. I'm putting it on the refs. So 80 plus points in a game is 80 plus points. But how you get them, I think matters.
Okay. And so like, I would tend to agree with you. Now you also get the people that are like, you shooting the ball. I mean, obviously more than 83 times. Like, I don't think I can't shoot a ball at all. So I don't know if y'all have seen that one video, but I can't shoot it all. So, okay. Yes, I do agree that it matters. And I think that context matters. And most people, even players, have been coming out and saying like, hey, he did his thing. I mean, even my fave, which I think was kind of a PR type of thing, said, hey, you know, that's great. Like, that's awesome for him. But like when you normally average like 20 points a game, you shoot 4 free throws. Yeah. And all of a sudden you have 43 points.
It's insane. But like I said, I really got to put that on the refs a lot because, you know, fouls for different people are for different people. Right. So like the way you foul Steph Curry is going to get called more than Joe Blow coming off the bench. So I think it's kind of half and half for me.
Well, I mean, I think they were legit fouls. I just think that the Wizards really suck.
I mean, they are terrible.
They're
what's their terrible record?
Tank Bowl 2026 over here. And it's just bad basketball. But one thing I was thinking about was when people say 83 points is 83 points, it sounds a lot like $20 is $20. And to me, that context matters.
It does matter, but let's say he got there 43, he shot 43, but what if he had only made 10?
Yeah,
then we wouldn't even be talking about it. Yeah, so at least he made enough of the free throws.
Right. I mean, I get that he scored that 83 points, and it more goes on the Wizards, and we can get on that later. But another thing that came up, and I know people have kind of joked about this, but it definitely was brought to the forefront, was when they were talking about the second highest, people start saying stuff like, well, Wilt's 100-point game, we don't have video. How do we even know? How do we even know that it happened?
Like it was an impossible feat. Like, why would they lie about that?
So we're in a state where we're so distrustful of stats that we're starting to question historical stats.
Like 100, really? Is it possible? And then it was,
that was before the 3-point shot.
Yeah, way before.
Which, I mean, there is context there. In the fourth quarter, his teammates were letting him take all the shots, even in Kobe's game. Yeah, like, I mean, so there is context around it, and I heard a lot of analysts talking about it as well, saying, it was just because it was Bam Adebayo, and for everybody loves him. Like he's one of like the most loved players, and I've actually met him, and he's a super nice guy, and it's no shade on him. Personally, not that I've ever really played. I played.
You think they just wanted it to be somebody like
we did. We wanted it to be somebody else. If it had been Steph, if it had been Steph, if it had been Luka, if it had been.
But if it would have been the same, like they shot 43 free throws, do you think they would have taken away from that at all, or not as much?
If it was LeBron, for sure.
Oh yes.
Steph, I don't think he would have got as much criticism. I think he's beloved. Let's see. But that's a good question. Could it have been somebody else? It's just somebody that we should have expected. We didn't expect it from Bam, and it was out of character for him. And, again, most analysts that I was listening to, I listened to a ton of podcasts and just looking at comments online, like, even though they're saying, like, that is 83 points. I think how the fans are the ones who pump money into the league.
I agree.
So again, the context matters. And if the fans are kind of like getting sort of unenamored with the sport, which has kind of been the feeling, a lot of the NBA's got a lot of criticism. Like they keep trying different things.
They do, and it's not working.
And so like stuff like this kind of also, I feel like, depreciates the value of the NBA. So it's like, we need to make the NBA great again. And this doesn't.
But the fans, I feel like this day and age, they're going to complain about whatever it is on the
we are in a very complaining
on social media
time. But at the end of the day, Bam did score the points, and the Washington Wizards are awful,
horrendous,
and tanking is also something that is ruining the league.
I agree.
I've heard the news; they're thinking about expanding Las Vegas, Seattle, and it's like, great. So who's going to tank? Like now we have more teams that are going to tank for a higher,
Yeah, I think people are kind of over dynasties. You know what I mean? They're trying to break up that monotony of it and trying to do the best they can to kind of break that up. And I think that's kind of where that comes from. Like, if we're not going to get where we need to be right now, let's just go ahead and tank and try to break this dynasty up.
I don't know, but I'm pretty much over the tanking. I'm over the 3-point. I know I've always said Steph Curry ruined the NBA. Not on purpose. Not on purpose, Steph. Not on purpose. Yeah. But with the 3-point, all the 3-point revolution. So I
think it just always goes back to the fans. But speaking of fans, can I be mean for a second?
You have the floor.
Listen, first and foremost, shout out to Prairie View A&M men's basketball for winning the SWAC championship and also the play-in game against Lehigh last night. It was amazing watching Coach Smith do what he does best, putting Prairie View men's basketball on the map. Now, unfortunately, he is part of a fan base that is horrendous. Okay. And I am part of that alumni, but I am not a part of that fan base, because just a few weeks ago in our Facebook alumni group chat, they were coming for this man's head. They wanted him fired. What was he doing? Even all the way up to the own athletic director. Didn't want that man there. And I feel like if there's anything that motivates Coach Smith, it's a chip on his shoulder. And after that, I mean, he just went on a tear, won his last 6 of 7. Now he's winning the play-in, making history, making money for SWAC, making money for Prairie View A&M. And that doesn't happen if the kids aren't bought in and if you don't have a coach as great as he is. But what's sad is the fan base is so wishy-washy and just fair weather. It's actually quite disappointing. And I went off, actually, in our Facebook group chat to let them know that they don't deserve Coach Smith. They had to extend his contract after he won the semifinal game. So they were going to be stuck with him regardless. And I said, you guys don't deserve him. I hope he leaves. I hope he wins and he leaves. I knew he was going to win. And now that he won in the play-in game, he's going to be on the market, I hope, and because we do not deserve, because we do not know how to ride for our coaches. I was a former coach at Prairie View. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to play the game. I'm just a volleyball coach, not a revenue sport coach. So if I saw you talking mess on the group chat, hey, if I see you in person and you try to smile in my face, I'm letting you know. Don't come at me with that. But being in a revenue sport, you know, Coach Smith, someone has to play the game. But he reads it and he sees it. He actually talked to Mark Berman and commented that he saw the buzzards flying around, that they were coming for him, and now they can't. And so I'm proud that he basically said what I said. So fans, when they're there, the coaches are there, you need to support, you need to get in the stands, and you need to send money. That's it. All of that excess opinion y'all have, cut it out, because they see it, we see it, the student athletes see it. But now, of course, since he won, everybody on the bandwagon. You know how that goes. Everybody. And I just let him know y'all don't deserve. And I really hope he goes somewhere where he's appreciated for what he has done for men's basketball, for Prairie View A&M, and putting us on the map. Fans, y'all got to know, y'all got to stop being fair weather fans. It's okay for you to be disappointed and things like that. But if it affects you to the point where you're talking all of that on social media and putting a bad name for our fans, I mean, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, it is a well-known fact how horrible our alumni are. And that's really sad. And I'm going to call y'all about it every time. And then I had one guy go on there and he talked about my career there as a coach. And I said, listen, you can shoot the messenger, but the message remains the same. Y'all are terrible. Okay, so stop being fan weather, support your coaches, support your athletes, and go from there. But if anybody's going to come with the smoke, it's always me.
I know that for a fact. And thank you for bringing that up. Mm-hmm. Friend of the show, former guest of the show, yeah. Byron Smith. I love Byron. He's awesome. I used to see Byron playing up at the Fundy in the Pro-Am. They called him Mr. Fundamental.
Yes, he's still good too.
He's so soft-spoken. Soft-spoken.
Until he's not.
He was on my show and they were like, can he talk a little bit louder? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel weird asking him. But anyway, shout out to Byron Smith. Yes, I know they play
Florida tomorrow night. Listen, David versus Goliath. Yeah. Stranger things have happened. Wisconsin lost earlier. Duke pulled it out.
Yeah, Duke, but it was looking.
But it was looking like another March Madness.
I was like, yeah, that's why they call it March Madness. Anyway, well, speaking of being a good fan, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the sponsor of our show today, which is Goat Coats, custom reversible jackets made for real fans. They're designed your way and made to stand out. You probably saw it. I was wearing it at the beginning of the show and on my walk in. So I urge you guys to go check out goatcoats.com or on Instagram at goat_coats. And if you use my promo code Holly, HOLLY 26, you will get 20% off. So I highly urge you to do that. All right, on to our next topic. You sent me a TikTok and I didn't have TikTok because I was trying to boycott them. It didn't work. Shout out to TikTok though.
Yes, my bad.
Boost my posts. I'm back, baby. Anyhow, this young lady made a TikTok and she was saying the decline of the culture in the NBA must be studied. And she went on a rant. She cited, that it just feels like there's no culture in the NBA anymore. And one of the players that she pointed out does have culture is like an Anthony Edwards. And so I think to really talk about this, we need to start off talking about like what defines culture in the NBA. Like for you, what is culture? Because I know what I think it means to me. So what does it mean to you?
So to me, when growing up, I think culture for young kids watching back then, the 80s, early 90s, was relatability. Seeing someone that you grew up with now making it, in a sense, if that makes sense. But now it's, in my opinion, it's not as relatable for younger kids because the backgrounds essentially of the athletes have changed. And then we also have more, foreign players in the NBA and talent in the NBA. And so back then it was like everybody wanted to hoop, everybody wanted to, wear, like elbow Mike. Sleeves and be like Mike and, Allen Iverson, and we want to wear the braids. So I think it was just relatable. Like what you grew up, what you're around, and oh man, somebody from my hood made it. Somebody from my school made it. And now I think that just looks a little bit different for people. And I think that's where she was coming from and missed her rent.
And she missed her way.
I said and missed her rant. Like I think that's where she was like kind of.
And in fairness, from. if this young lady ever sees this or whatever, I looked for the other parts because it said part 3, and I was like, where's part 1 and part 2? Because
I missed part 1 and 2.
I was like, I don't know if I'm missing the whole story here. So like when I think about culture in the NBA, they talk a lot about like heat culture, about that Pat Riley heat culture. Or you think about like the Bad Boy Pistons and what they brought to the game. And like, so you think about that, but then you also think about a like Mike and AI.
Right.
And so, I think it's kind of harsh to say like, there's no culture. It's like, I think she was almost trying to equate culture in the NBA to like a story of rags to riches, like a struggle story. And I think that's really problematic for me.
Well, I think, again, when I say relatability, I think that's kind of like where she's coming from. But also it could be offensive to somebody who was born into, good enough money to go and play AAU or a private school and, and get noticed and kind of have a easier path, they would say, to the NBA. And I think now when we see athletes who aren't coming from rags to riches, it's like, whoa, like, what is this? Like, that's not the story that they want told, but that's just not what
I can kind of see, because even like with AAU and these kids, if they grow up in AAU or just, end up being McDonald's All-Americans or what have you, whatever they come from, I think a lot of what she was kind of referring to was this emergence of like buddy ball. And I'm sure you would love to go in because I think that I think they might say that the originator or the scapegoat for buddy ball is LeBron James, which I know you're not exactly thrilled about.
He is
him
on
being
the Lakers, girl.
He's going to ride it out with the Lakers.
I watched them play last night. I'm like, retire, please. Even though he did well, but yes, I am.
See, you're a true hater. He did well, and you
LeBron,
want him to retire
yes,
anyway.
I am. I do not like that man.
He's gonna ride off in the sunset at Crypto.com Arena. He's gonna let Bronny come. Bronny's still
my
gonna
goodness. Please
bring him
me.
up for G League. But yeah. So I do my research and stuff like that, and so. Like I said, she was more so referring to the suburban kids, right? And not like a Anthony Edwards and stuff like that. But when I actually like dug into it, I looked at people that I felt like had brought culture to the league.
Like who?
Jordan. Okay. Two-parent household.
Yeah. But was it culture or was just some bomb shoes? Like, I don't know if it was a culture thing. I just think that
tongue out like I'm 2-3. Come on, like that's kind of
is that culture though?
I mean, I think it is. I think it is. But that's why I'm saying we have to break down what the culture means.
Right. But I think it's different for different people, you know, like on a grand scale of things. Like I'm sure there's like a group of individuals, a ton of individuals probably feels like that. And then you too, you know, like, oh, Michael Jordan culture. But then it's different from like Allen Iverson with the braids. And
so,
you know what I mean? Like,
but I looked up like, okay, Kobe.
Okay.
2-parent household, Army brat, right?
Yeah.
Am I right? You're the super fan. Dominique Wilkins. Okay. Reggie Miller.
Okay.
Steve Nat. Like,
what about currently though? Because now we're talking about, she's speaking really like current.
I mean,
who would you say?
I mean, I think a lot of, well, obviously she wanted to say Ant, but Steph Curry, I mean,
do you think he's
good family?
Right. But do you think he sets a culture for the NBA?
I do. He changed the NBA, not for the good.
For the 3
not for the good, but it's not his fault. Again, it's Steph. I'm sorry. I used to be a Steph hater, but I'm not anymore because I found out that you ride for Drake, and so do I. And so you can do no wrong in my. You can do no wrong, Steph. I mean, you are the greatest shooter of all time.
We are Drake fans here.
Yes. Okay, Drake fans. Yes.
We don't agree on a lot, but that we do.
We don't. We agree on very little. Actually, very little. But okay, obviously, Ant, LeBron, are players that kind of had that rougher upbringing. But in the past, AI, of course, Oscar Robertson, Shaq. So I mean, there are, but when I looked at what, according to Hoop Doctors, 64 to 69% of NBA players come from 2-parent households.
Has it always been, or is this recent?
I think currently.
Oh, currently. Okay.
I think currently.
And then if you went back and looked for
possibly,
70s, 80s,
like I said, I tried to get a good mix, but I just think that this is sort of a false narrative, and I don't think that that's what is making the NBA bad. And I'm not saying that everybody thinks the NBA is bad.
Yeah.
Right now, just me, maybe. I don't know.
No, I think it's not as entertaining as we need it to be.
Right.
You know, in the right ways, I think.
I think being a D-Wade fan, who was a two-way player, it's a with the 3-point shooting league that we're in, it's a lot harder to play defense, spacing on the floor, so forth. But so that's not the brand of basketball I like to watch, and that makes me sound like a total old person, and I get it. But as far as the buddy ball, I'm trying to think if that is something that really bothers me, and I don't think it is.
Yeah, but I think it's only going to really bother, you know, I'm not going to say what her background may or may not be, but I think, you know, depending on where you're growing up, who you're growing up around, what your circumstances are, the rags to riches story is always going to just hit home for people. And so when they don't see that on a grand scale, it's like the haves and the have-nots. And then that's where you get kind of the rant like this, right? Yeah. And then, so you kind of think about it that way. But if you have a different definition of culture like you have, then people are going to come in always and set whatever culture there is, you know?
It's true. It is very subjective.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. Well, now we got a little bit of a fun topic.
A little bit of a tease.
a little bit of a fun topic. Not coming to the stage is the Magic City night that the Atlanta Hawks were going to put on. So it was announced the Hawks were going to have this Magic City, which is obviously like a iconic, you know, gentleman's club staple.
Very iconic.
In
great
Atlanta. Wings. Yes, apparently great wings. I have not been there. And the NBA was like, no, nah. No, we're not doing that.
Did they accept it at first, and then when they got backlash?
Yeah. Okay. It got backlash, and then they like felt the pressure to cancel it. I know where I land. Oh, and then let me just say there was plans to have lemon pepper wings. I'm a huge fan of lemon pepper wings.
When you have their wings are off the chain, I'm not even gonna lie.
Are you ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch.
Yeah, I'm blue cheese.
Keep the blue cheese away.
Is that kind of? Is that
blue cheese? That's a little
okay. All right, noted. Okay, so and I think T.I. was gonna be there. And I don't know. I didn't see like what else besides lemon pepper wings. I don't know. Like I don't want to envision kind of what the halftime show would be.
That's what I was thinking. It must have been something more with the halftime show that they were at pause. Maybe. I don't know.
But, okay, just where do you land on this though?
You know, to be honest, if it was going to be just T.I. performing, you know, his kind of regular set, family friendly-ish set, and you have lemon pepper wings, you got little sections, and you set it up like it was a gentleman's club without the reason why we go to gentleman's club. I really didn't see anything that wrong with it. I mean, kids go, yes, parents bring their kids and all that, but Rockets dancers, Laker dancers, showgirls, like they're not fully clothed. They're not, you know, they're not dancing like cheerleaders. You know what I mean? So I didn't really see what everybody was so outraged about. You know what I mean? But I understand the pushback in a sense too, where they were like, okay, we're not going to, if it's going to make that many people mad, we're not going to go ahead and do it. But if it was going to be lemon pepper rings, T.I. performing, and sections on the floor, I would have been fine, honestly. And I have a kid, and he's 14. Like, come on, let's get some lemon pepper wings. Let's go watch T.I. perform. All good.
So you're walking into, and I don't know the arena's name. That's my bad. So you're walking in with your 7-year-old son, daughter. It's Magic City night. Mommy, Daddy, what's Magic City night? Absolutely not. And I hate to be, because I am as socially liberal as there is. Like anything goes, you know, if we ain't going, like if we not I'm pretty liberal with like I want everybody to have a good time, you know. But absolutely not. Because I'm not going to explain to my 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old what Magic City is. I'm just not.
I mean, I think it's fine. It's gentleman's club, whatever, because they're not presenting it like, even though it's Magic, if they called it something else, what would the atmosphere be any different? There's lemon pepper wings going around. I am disappointed and it's T.I. performing. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're keeping it in that context, then you can explain it as such, right? But now if I have stripper poles coming out of the, you know what I mean? Coming out of the, you know what I mean? Stripper poles, this VIP now section over here.
They need to go do this in Washington.
You know,
they need to do anything to spice it up.
But if it didn't present as what it is, then I didn't really see the problem.
But it is a strip club.
Yeah, but it didn't present that way.
I have 5, as far as sports go and the touchiness of it, 5 words: Janet at the Super Bowl. She had a pasty over her nip and hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Because it's a family event on a large stage. Granted, people probably not like really tuning in for the Hawks like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Although I think they started doing a little better. But I just find for me, it's not okay.
Yeah. But you know what? Also, like in this day and age too, like they're so exposed to so much, like with social medias, they have phones, like when they're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, they're exposed to so
they're
much.
Looking at everything.
Yeah, at everything. So I think if it was back in like the 80s or the 90s, you know what I mean? But like Laker girl shows back then were like, but definitely not family friendly.
But I think to be sanctioned by the NBA, it would have to be like a little bit,
I think they reeled it in. Like, it's fine. But I mean, I get your point. I'm not opposed.
But all right.
I'm also not against.
I feel you. I would have had some lemon pepper wings myself.
Man, I'm telling you. Maybe we just go to Atlanta.
I know they're a lot better than Wingstop. Rick Ross, get your stuff together, because they don't put enough lemon pepper on these wings.
Why are you still eating at Wingstop? All the beautiful wing places we have in Houston.
I don't. No, we have great. Hey, if anybody has wings, we have wings. That's true. Well, in Magic City. So, all right, what makes it to our final segment. Yay. And I was so excited that you wanted to do.
I need my glasses for this.
You need
I need
because you're going to present our for. Oh, it's a little hair.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Our For the Love of the Game moment. Oh, check out my logo.
Let me. See, now I gotta hate. We were here, and I'm here.
Always ride for you, D-Wade. He knows it. So, Who's your for the love of the game moment of the past couple of weeks?
Listen, guys, I know I was mean earlier, but today I'm going to be nice. And I want to give a shout out to my guy, Jason Tatum. I'm very proud of that guy. He's a Kobe obsessor, yes. And it's a little strange, I'm not going to lie. But to come back from an Achilles injury the way he did, have the night that he had, I tore my Achilles before, so I understand. And so to come back and do it at the level that he did, I got to give him much love, much props. It would only be right if he tore his Achilles because Kobe tore his too. I know it has to mirror. So it was only bound to happen. But to come back after something so devastating, especially, at the time that it happened, to come back to rehab and then have the night that he had, I think that's just so important in sports because sometimes when players get injured, they don't always come back. They don't get back, at the level that they were. And so for him to be celebrated, everybody welcomed him back because obviously the game missed him. Right. We missed you, Tatum. We missed you. And so to come back, have the night that you had, kudos to you, my friend. If you're ever watching Hot Seat with Holly Heat, we are giving your props today for the love of my game, friend. For the love of my game. Go, Tatum. I'm proud of you.
Proud of you.
Listen, that's my nice moment.
I'm so proud of you. She could be nice, guys. You heard it here first. TaCho can be nice. Okay, and then I'm going to present the I'm just here so I don't get fined moment. And that goes to the aforementioned Washington Wizards defense. Because y'all were just out there. Y'all were just bodies on the floor. Bam Adebayo had 31 points in the first quarter, and y'all didn't start double teaming, triple teaming. Y'all could have quadruple teamed until the fourth quarter. What's it?
We're setting records now.
Yeah,
we on the way to setting records.
Bam didn't. Yeah, it was terrible, and we know what you're doing. We know that you're tanking. I agree that the NBA needs to remedy this and draft adjustments need to be, but take some pride in your craft. For God's sakes.
Thank you.
Washington Wizards.
A professional organization.
Yeah,
that just makes me professionals. Come on now.
Anyway.
Just letting that man just up and down the floor all willy-nilly. Bam of all people.
You said it, not me. I love Bam. You're all right with me. Heat culture. All right. Well, thank you. And you're definitely going to be back as one of my hosts, I hope.
Yay. Yes. Please. Anytime.
Okay.
I always enjoy.
Yes.
The friendly banter.
The friendly banter. It won't always be friendly, but anyway. All right. Thanks.
Yes, I appreciate you.
All right, y'all go like, share, subscribe on this. Please leave your comments if they're mean. I'm used to it. I don't care, guys. Go at it. Thank you so much for watching and good night.
It's J time.